Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're reviewing Oppenheimer. This is a movie that it surprised the hell out of me. And not in the ways that you may think, because, most of us who have ever read a fucking book kind of know who Oppenheimer was. I'm surprised of how, and this is odd that I am because it's Christopher Nolan. I'm just surprised of how well this movie doing cast-wise. Everyone who's in this movie got a call from Chris Nolan. They all said yes.
Oh yeah, whenever you get a call from Christopher Nolan, you should say yes. The cast was phenomenal. The acting was fantastic. The directing was really great, added to the scenes with the tension, and even just during some of the interview scenes when they just faded out all the background noises and just had that little shake effect. He did phenomenal work. He's insane blowing up that big of a bomb, but it was pretty.
I don't have any complaints about this movie. There's nothing bad that I can say about this movie. Not even that it's 3 hours long.
The only thing I would have to say that's bad about the movie is if you go in casually, like just picking out a movie to watch, I don't think you're going to enjoy it. But if you go in like knowing a little bit about the history already and like this is something that you're really invested in, I think you'll enjoy it more than someone who is seeing it more casually, just because, as Edward said, it's 3 hours long. And if you are not into it, it will feel 3 hours long.
The score in this movie, as with most Christopher Nolan movies, is really good. Every actor in this movie is phenomenal. The cast is Cillian Murphy as Robert Oppenheimer, Emily
RDJ
Blunt's
was
in
great.
here. Yeah, RDJ's where is he not great? But the character he played, man, I seriously can't say too much without spoiling it. Of course, they're all historical people, so most of you guys, if you guys are history buffs, you guys know it's kind of like the Titanic, it sinks at the end. But
I will say one thing about RDJ is that he does say this was his most fulfilling movie and role to play ever. And I do think that does say something considering the success and how he felt playing Tony Stark and how that turned his career around.
yeah, I I think I would agree. There are scenes in this movie where Cillian looks so much like Robert Oppenheimer. I mean, just the intensity in his eyes, even little things he does when he's talking and moving his hands and things like that. And the quote that Robert Oppenheimer is very famous for, but also it's if you're going in here thinking, oh, it's a movie about the bomb. It's a movie about the guy behind the bomb. It's about Robert Oppenheimer and the process to creating this thing, the Manhattan Project, what happens afterwards, what became of his life and things like that, his friendships, his love life, his professional career. And it's not all happiness.
Well,
Just imagine if
very
you
little of it is happiness.
yeah, yeah, very, very little of it is happiness. But it takes us through this journey of what was the Manhattan Project. And there's a lot of questions that, after this movie, we went to dinner, and we were talking about it. And, there are opinions. My wife was like, well, I mean, it created something that destroyed life. Yes, it did. I brought this up because we were with a cousin of ours. Uh, You're right, 100%. But what would have happened had the Nazis had this thing first?
Yeah. It's still a moral hot topic that is being discussed today. It's a very interesting topic. If you feel comfortable sharing your opinion about it, let us know what you guys think about weapons of mass destruction in the comments.
Yeah. And by the way, I by no means there's a scene in this movie. We all know that Japan got, bombed. There's the way they go about presenting that here in this movie. I I said it out loud. I was like, I'm so glad I'm not him or the guys in the plane that dropped these
Yeah,
bombs or Truman making that call because I couldn't live with that. That's
absolutely.
just hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives.
Yeah.
And yes, it ended a war, but at what cost?
Yeah. One thing that is nice about this movie is that it is telling two stories at two different places in time. And one thing that I'm happy that Christopher Nolan did is in the quote unquote the past story, that part's all in color versus the present story is all in black and white. And I think that was very nice because it made the viewing so much easier to tell when it's present and when it's not, especially since they did tend to overlap at some points. I thought that was very creative and well done. Again, just the directing was fantastic. I don't think there's really a bad thing about this movie, like Edward said earlier.
It's Oscar gold, definitely. At the very least, a few nominations.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our current videos. Let us know what you thought about Oppenheimer in the comments. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care, guys.